Have you ever built something that worked perfectly on your machine only to break the moment someone else tries to run it? Well, that exact problem is why Docker exists and why it has become one of the most important tools in modern software. Here's what you'll learn in the next couple of minutes. First, the problem Docker actually solves, because once you understand the problem, the tool makes total sense. Second, what containers are, explained in plain language. Third, how Docker works under the hood, images, containers, and registries. And finally, how this skill actually translates into real value in your job, whether you're working as a developer, in operations, or you're just getting started in tech. By the way, my name is Flavius. I've been working in the DevOps space for more than 11 years. I'm also a Docker captain. I try to post new videos once every 2 weeks, so subscribe if you want to learn more about DevOps engineering and AI workflow. Imagine you build an application on your laptop. It needs a specific version of Python, a handful of libraries, some configuration files, and a particular operating system setup. On your machine, everything is exactly right, so the application runs perfectly. Now you send that application to a teammate or deploy it to a server, and you have different operating systems, different library versions, something is missing, something is outdated, and your application actually crashes. This is the famous "it works on my machine" problem, and before Docker, teams lost enormous amounts of time on it. The application was never the problem, but the environment around it was the actual issue per se. So here's the key question that leads us straight to Docker. What if instead of shipping just your application, you could ship your application together with everything it needs to run? The exact libraries, the exact versions, the exact configuration, all packaged as one unit. That's what containers are for, and Docker is the tool that made it easy. The best way to actually understand containers is the analogy they're named after, shipping containers. So before shipping containers actually existed, moving goods around the world was chaotic. You had bags of coffee, barrels of oil, crates of machinery. Every item had a different shape and needed different handling. Loading a ship would have taken you days or maybe weeks even. Then someone just standardized the box. It doesn't matter what's inside the shipping container. Every crane, every ship, every truck, every port in the world knows how to handle that standard box. Software containers apply the exact same idea, but to applications. So what is a container in software? Well, a container is a standardized package that holds your application plus every dependency it needs. The code, the runtime, the libraries, the configuration, everything except the operating system kernel itself. And because this package is actually standardized, it runs the same way everywhere. Your laptop, your teammate's laptop, a test server, a production server in the cloud, you have the same container and the same behavior. The works on my machine problem actually disappears because you're shipping the machine's environment along with the application. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just a virtual machine? And that's a fair question, and the difference matters. So a virtual machine actually simulates an entire computer, including a full operating system. That means every VM carries gigabytes of overhead and takes minutes to boot. Containers actually skip that. They share the operating system kernel of the machine they run on, and actually only package what's unique to the application. They are more lightweight, you have megabytes instead of gigabytes, and they start in seconds and sometimes even less. So containers actually give you the isolation benefits of a VM at a fraction of the weight. That efficiency is why you can run dozens of containers on a laptop that could barely handle 2 or 3 VMs. Alright, so containers are the concept, Docker is the tool that makes them practical. There are 3 core pieces you need to understand, and honestly, once you get these 3, you actually understand Docker. So the first piece is actually the Dockerfile. A Dockerfile is actually a plain text file where you write the recipe for your environment. Start from this base, install these dependencies, copy this in my code, and run this command. It's just a list of instructions which is readable by humans, but it's executable by Docker. The second piece is actually the image. When you run Docker build, Docker follows your recipe and produces an image. And an image is the package result. It's a frozen, read-only snapshot of your application and its environment. You should think of the Docker file as the recipe and the image as the finished vacuum-sealed meal. It never changes, and you can make as many copies as you want. Third piece is the container per se. So when you run Docker run, Docker takes that image and starts a live running instance of it. That running instance of that particular image is the container. And one image can spin up one container or 100 identical containers. It's the same recipe, same meal, every single time. There's one more piece that actually ties the ecosystem together, and that's registries. So registry is a library for images, and the most famous one is Docker Hub. When you push your image to a registry, anyone on your team or any server in your infrastructure can pull it down and run it. And it goes the other way too. If you need a database, you don't install PostgreSQL manually anymore. You can actually pull the official image and it's running in one command. And that's the entire workflow. You write a Dockerfile, you build an image, you push it to a registry, and you run containers from it anywhere. You have 4 steps to follow and your software runs identically across the entire planet. So why does this matter for you specifically for your career? Let me give it to you straight, because this is the part that most tutorials actually skip. Docker stopped being a niche skill years ago. Today it shows up as a baseline requirement across DevOps, backend development, cloud engineering, and site reliability roles. It's the kind of skill interviewers assume you have, the same way they assume you know Git. And by knowing Docker, you actually unlock the following skills. So first, you have faster onboarding and faster development. On a Dockerized team, a new engineer runs one command and has the entire application stack running locally. There is no week needed for environment setup, no outdated wiki instructions. Secondly, you become the person who works on my machine arguments. When environments are containerized, bugs reproduce consistently, deployments become more predictable, and you spend your time building instead of firefighting. And third, and this is the big one, Docker is the entry ticket to the entire cloud-native world. Kubernetes, the platform that orchestrates containers at scale, assumes that you already understand and know containers. CI/CD pipelines build and ship container images, and cloud platforms run containers natively. So every one of those higher paying, higher leverage skills sits on top of the foundation you're actually learning right now. So I've been doing this for over a decade, and I can actually tell you that containerization is one of those rare skills where a weekend of hands-on practice generally change how useful you are to a team. You should start by installing Docker Desktop, run your first container, break things, rebuild them, and that's the whole model. So let's recap the most important points. So the first one, Docker solves the works on my machine problem by packaging your applications together with their entire environment. The second one is a container is like a shipping container for software. It's a standardized unit that runs identically everywhere. Third, you should understand that containers are not virtual machines. They share the host's kernel, which makes them lightweight and fast to start compared to a VM. Fourth, the core workflow is simple. Dockerfile is the recipe, the image is the package, the container is the running instance, and registries let you share images anywhere. And last but not least, Docker is the foundation of the cloud-native world. Kubernetes, CI/CD, and modern deployment all build on top of it. Now I have a cheat sheet for Docker that looks like this, and if you want to download it, I actually have a link in the video description. And thank you so much for watching this. Please like the video and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.